Whiz time. What do you think the most common symptom and usually the first symptom of menopause is? Think it in your head. What did you say? Hot flashes, irregular periods? You'd be wrong. Would you believe that usually the first sign that you're entering perimenopause and the change is something called anhedonia? Which, if you've never heard that term, it means nothing's fun and I don't give a crap anymore, which is a really hard place to be in, right? Anhedonia is like that blah place where you're not necessarily feeling anything. It's a symptom of depression, but it's not the whole picture. It's really hard to be in that state. It's those days when you wake up and you're like, I don't want to get out of bed and my life is meaningless. So, why is this important to know? Honestly, I think if we knew and expected this to come, it would help so many of us to be able to deal with that state better. Because think about it, if we knew that this was coming as a sign of perimenopause, that we were going to feel like our lives were meaningless, we wouldn't necessarily have to make that jump that because we feel like our life is meaningless, it is meaningless. And that's a very powerful separation to make. If we can see this as a function of our hormones, which it is, when estrogen and progesterone decreases, it messes with our dopamine system. And dopamine is that neurotransmitter that goes through the roof if we use street drugs or even if we drink wine. Like, that positive feeling is more complicated, but it is a dopamine release. And dopamine is what gives us drive and desire and like the zhuzh in life. And when our dopamine levels decrease because estrogen and progesterone decrease, it just leaves us with this like really blah feeling. But if we knew it was our hormones, wouldn't we be able to sit with that feeling a little bit better? I mean, so many women in midlife really struggle. Like, I worked so hard in my life. I got all my degrees. I had kids. I got married. And I still feel empty and worthless. And if we could see that as, oh, I'm going into perimenopause, so I should take action instead of making this mean something bad about my life. So I think just having that knowledge can help us to manage that symptom with more grace. But that doesn't mean we shouldn't do anything about it and we should just say, oh, that's my hormones, I'm just supposed to feel this way. We can actually use it as an opportunity to dive deeper and to help ourselves create the best life for ourselves moving forward. So basically, what we can do about anhedonia is anything that we've ever heard that would improve our mental health could potentially improve anhedonia. So I'm talking about, exercise, eating right, going to a therapist, hanging out with friends, like anything, self-care practices, anything that can help our mental health can help us deal with the feeling of anhedonia. But I'm going to give you two quick and easy suggestions that you can incorporate into your life today that have been researched to make a difference at this, not even at this time of your life, but whenever. So the first one is ultra simple. I'm outside here. That getting sunlight is key. And specifically, if you were to start a practice of right after you wake up, going outside and letting that light, that morning light, hit your eyes, it's been shown to boost your dopamine system. And how easy is that? You just go outside. You can have your coffee out there or your tea, and you just sit there. It doesn't matter where you live. You can be on a balcony, you can be in your backyard, or you can be lucky enough to have a great view. Whatever it is. So that's one suggestion. And the second suggestion is to simply write down 5 things, even 3 things, even one thing that you are grateful for every single day. So you can do it in the notes section of your phone. You can get a special gratitude journal. But if you simply write down 5 things that you're grateful for and specific things, that has been shown to shift people out of anhedonia over time, because it helps your mind to focus on what's going right in your life instead of what's going wrong. And if you start these 2 practices as you're entering perimenopause, it will really help you to rewire your brain towards greater positivity in your 70s, 80s, 90s, and beyond. I'm Nancy Shah. I'm the midwife of midlife, and I am on a mission to help women reframe their midlife challenges, whether that's menopause symptoms or other challenges, and to actually use the challenges of midlife to up-level their lives and set themselves up for a better aging process. I hope you'll join me for the ride. Please give me your 1 or 2 take-homes from this video in the comments below, and like and subscribe so that more people have access to this content. I really appreciate your watching, and I'll see you in the next video.